Hey, sure you've heard about the Paleo Recipe Book. If you haven't, here's your introduction to it. I'm going to give you an overview of everything that's included. I bought this thing like 6 months ago. I really like a lot of the recipes. I obviously haven't had the time or the put in the effort to use all of them. They give you a lot. The book is quite large, but right here, this is the current page where you can buy it, and you'll be redirected to this page once this video is done, and there's also a link below that you can click if you want to go here immediately. They've been doing these different videos. This one here is like a cartoon video you can watch, and it'll give you an idea of what paleo is and a little bit more idea what the recipe book that they have, what's included in it. And you can scroll down this page and they'll give you an idea of everything that's here. So you can see there's over 350 recipes. Everything is 100% paleo. There's, again, no grains, dairy, legumes, sugar, vegetable oils, and preservatives, all the stuff that if you're going to stick with the paleo diet, everything you need to avoid, especially if you're doing this to lose weight, that's especially the case. And they also have a lot of other files. I say files because this is a downloadable ebook. All of these are different ebooks, and I'm going to show them to you right now so you can get an idea of what this actually is. I mean, it's one thing to look at the cover of something, but it's quite another to actually see everything that's available. And if you do buy it, you can test everything out for a full 60 days. And if it's not for you, you can just ask for a refund. It's no big deal. I think you just send them an email and they'll refund your money right away. So the prices are always changing. Right now it looks like it's $23, but something that is important to me is it's accessible on all devices. So because they're PDF files, they're formatted to look really nice on your iPad, your iPhone, your Android device, any kind of tablet. You obviously watch it or look at the files on your PC and Mac also. So just get an idea of how it works. You click on the Get the Paleo Recipe Book Now button. This website might change by the time you're seeing this video. I'm not sure, but there's always some kind of button that you can click to go ahead and buy them. And you'll be redirected to the shopping cart page. And it looks like right now it is $23. I've seen it at $47. I've seen it at $77 one time. It just depends what specials they happen to be running. And so it's really easy to purchase. It's a secure shopping cart. There's not going to be any issues with like having your information stolen or anything like that. This is ClickBank secure order form. They process millions of dollars in orders a year. I know it's not something like Amazon, so you might not have heard of ClickBank, but I can assure you that it's a very large payment processor and they're legitimate. So ordering is simple. You just put in your information, your payment type. They do accept PayPal if you want to use that. If you use PayPal for other things like eBay or whatever, it's really excuse me, it's really easy to log in with that and get started. And then if you're not using PayPal, you just enter your credit card information and then your email address, and this is where they're going to send you a receipt, and I believe this is where they'll also send you links to download everything. So after that, you just click Pay Now, and after you pay, they're going to give you, at least when I bought it a while ago, they gave me an opportunity to buy something else for a very small fee. I think it was like $9 or something, but I'm going to give you a little bit of I'll show you what that is too, because I did buy it. I thought it was going to be worthwhile, and I'm glad I got it. So after you buy, you can download, this is the actual recipe book. This is the original file that they give you with the 350 recipes. One thing you need to know, this is not like a cheesy, sloppy recipe book that someone like just downloaded stuff off the internet and put it all together. It's actually formatted very nicely. They could easily publish this and then put it, in a real book format. They probably chose not to for, I don't know, their own reasons, I'm sure, but nonetheless, you can see when I scroll down here how it's a really nice book. And it looks beautiful if you're looking at this on an iPad or anything like that. And it does have an index, there's page numbers, everything. It's a legitimate cookbook, okay? And you can select it by the meats and also by the sides and things like that you want to use. So I'm just going to scroll down this so you have an idea what's included. Conversion tables, that's always helpful, of course. Some roasting times. So I'm just going to go ahead and skip down here because I don't know if I'm able to show you everything that's in this book, but I do want to let you know some of the things that are included. They do have photographs of most of the recipes, I'd say, not all of them. I don't know what cookbook does have all of their photos for every recipe they include, but there are some nice pictures to give you an idea of what is included as far as what you want your recipe to look like once you're completed with the cooking. And what's nice is they have spices, and there's actually a separate book you might have seen on the sales page that talks about herbs and spices. And it actually, he has a separate file for that. We'll get to that eventually, but so you can see there's a lot of excellent, delicious looking recipes, and I can tell you a lot of them are amazing. I have not had a bad recipe. I mean, that's one thing. I've tried things on like other paleo websites, and I wasn't so keen on the results from some of them. And I don't know if like the person putting them together was just experimenting, but they wanted to share it anyway. I don't know, but I haven't had that situation with any of these, so that's good. If I do, I'll be sure and warn you, I guess. So, if you're just new to paleo, this is a really good this is a good option anyway. But I mean, if you're really new and you're not sure where to get started, especially if you're not really into cooking, this is something they include that I found very helpful when I first started this months ago. And so there's quick and simple paleo meals in here, and this is based on the other recipe book I just went through, but it just gives you an example of, getting, it's like a quick start guide. If you're kind of confused or not sure where to start, what to choose first, these are some great examples of where to get going. And this guide itself is 50 pages, so again, they're not skimping on anything here. Beautiful photos. There's also the paleo meal plan that's included here. Now, this is interesting because it's basically an 8-week jump start on shopping. Shopping for this stuff can get, shopping for anything can get confusing, and that's or difficult, or trying to plan stuff. You're writing them on Post-it notes or putting it on your phone, however you shop. My wife subscribes to other services, and then one thing I'm going to drop the ball here, I spill the beans is I guess the better phrase. But one thing that $9 thing I was telling you about is actually a weekly shopping list thing, and kind of extends what I'm showing you right here. But again, I'll show you that too in a second. So you can see that some of these things are leftovers, and they'll give you the page numbers. So you're referring back to the original cookbook, you can look up exactly what the recipes are. And so that's a meal plan. Now, I guess this is separate than what I'm going to be showing you from here. I'm just looking at this now. This doesn't actually have the shopping lists. This is just giving you an idea of how to plan your week out. So the shopping lists are actually a bonus. It's not included right here. So this is the herbs and spices guide. I'm just going to check real quick how many pages are in this. It's actually almost 30 pages long. So the herbs and spices guide is really helpful if you're not really familiar with herbs and spices. I mean, if you're just getting started in cooking, if you haven't cooked for a long time, you might know the obvious ones, but you might not know what to do with turmeric, or what's the best place to use nutmeg, or I've never even heard of star anise. So some of the stuff I haven't used yet, but it's, I'll definitely try something with that. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? So just an overview with pictures of what it looks like. Some nutritional guides. So that's helpful. This is my favorite, I'll be honest. Okay, well, anyway, so the dessert guide is really cool. Again, this is over 20 pages long. It goes through desserts that are recommended. Here's an overview of what's included. I'll tell you that the dark chocolate almond bark, there's a reason that's the first recipe on here. It's absolutely delicious. Pumpkin pies, great depending on the season. And I love ginger. So the ginger honey cookies were another one that I tried right away, and those are amazing also. Now this is something I wasn't expecting. I don't even think they show it on the sales page, but there's this slow cooker thing. And move it over a little bit. This is a over 20 page slow cooker recipe book. that's included, and I think it was kind of like an added bonus. I think this might only be added if you get the $9 add-on that I'm going to tell you about in a second. I love slow cookers though. I love using slow cooker. And to be honest, I haven't tried some of these recipes, but I'm tempted to now. Okay, so the $9 add-on that I do recommend, I mean, obviously everything I've shown you is more than worth whatever price they're charging. I think it's like over 20 bucks, even 30 or 40 bucks. This is definitely worth it. You're getting hundreds and hundreds of pages of good recipes that you're not going to find anywhere online, and you're not going to even find it in other books or anything like that. So the Paleo Weekly Planner, this is basically the shopping list, and every week, no, let me go look at so I've subscribed to this for 26 weeks. You can see how, and they do it by, the slow cooker guide does look like it was included in the weekly option. So there's 26 weeks I've subscribed. I don't know, I'm sure there's 52 weeks or more. I mean, this is how far I am in it. But they give you a color version, which is what we're looking at now. And they also give you a printout version, which is black and white. So you can print this out and take it to the store. And it shows you the meals that are included, and it's like a shopping list. But it's helpful because if you're planning this stuff out, it's a real nightmare, especially if you're not skilled at doing it, haven't done it for a long time. I found this very helpful. You can find ways to substitute things too if you want. If you don't want to use one type of vegetable or one type of herb, you can reference others and consider supplementing or substituting. But here we go again with the weekly planner. This is similar to that color guide, the meal plan. I guess if we go down here to the color version, it'll look better. So it's the same thing, but you have it for months and months and months. It looks like this one in particular, they're relying a lot on leftovers. I guess that just depends on the size of your family. How many people in your house are actually eating the paleo. So anyway, I just want to give you an overview of everything that was included and let you know that this, if you do get the book or if you haven't gotten it and you want to join the weekly meal plan option, so it makes your shopping easier. It's a little bit, it helps you commit to getting everything done because you don't have to dig through a cookbook. You can just look at this real quick, go buy the ingredients, reference the meals, and then just cook them. And in my mind, this is the easiest. I don't know if it can get any easier than this. I mean, it's basically the best way to go if you ask me. And I have only seen this Paleo Weekly Planner come with this recipe book. I haven't seen this with any of the recipe books. I like a lot of the other cookbooks for the paleo diet, but this is definitely my number one, and this is one of the reasons why. So again, I just want to give you an overview of everything that was in here. I can't really answer any questions about it. I just give you an idea of what's included. If you do have any questions, the best thing I think you could do is just buy it, look through it, reference it, make some of the recipes yourself, and then if you don't like it, you get your refund. I mean, it's no big deal. So I hope that gives you an idea of what's included with this. Take care.